Scheduling compression using the crashing. It's a helpful technique in order to create a negative float analysis. The critical part is one with the least float or a zero float. So when we are talking of a crashing, we are actually might be creating a negative float. What is float? We will go into the details when we will see the critical path method. Crashing works only for the activities on the critical path where additional resources will shorten the activity's duration. So we want activities for 5 days or 10 days. We will put additional resources to make sure that the activity will become 3 days or 4 days. Obviously, when we will be applying the additional resources, we need to see the law of diminishing returns. We need to see that the point where we will actually getting into the negative in terms of productivity. All this will kick in when you are actually putting additional resources. And obviously, when we are doing a critical path activity, we might not have an activity, we might not able to do all crashing of all activities. So it's again a schedule analysis that you would be looking at to make sure that you understand which activity can be shortened optimally or optimized with the additional resources. You may not get the same results in all activities when you have the additional resources. So you will put additional resources to shorten the activity's duration. In other words, you are looking for ways to shorten the schedule by applying more resources. Crashing does not always work. Crash consider activities that have a fixed duration and cannot be finished earlier than with the additional resources. So fixed duration is the problem. Law of diminishing return is that you would be looking at. So if you have some activities where you can add available resources, do you have the available resources? That is another question that you will be answering when you are doing the crashing. And the resources and the activity can be cut down with the same rate. So activities for 5 days, you put up additional resource, it becomes 2.5 days or a 3 days. So you may be looking at the cost. You may be looking at the cost also. You need to make sure that the activity that you are putting on the resources that you will be putting on the activity, is it increasing your cost? So yes, from 5 to 3 days, but the resources that you have put has additional cost. So this is another challenge that you will be looking at. So it is not that you will just go, you see the activity, you put additional resources over it, and you will get the best result out of it. No, you should only crash when crash work on the critical path. It is of no use to spend money to shorten the non-critical path activities because you will not accelerate the delivery. What is critical path? We will definitely look at in the later slides or in the later sessions what the critical path is and how to achieve the critical path, and then we will see how to put the crashing on it. So technique used to shorten or accelerate the schedule: identify the activities on the critical path that can be shortened, because as I said, it's a network schedule analysis. You cannot speed up every critical path activity because of the fixed duration and law of diminishing returns, or maybe it has to be done because of some external dependency or a milestone or mandatory dependency that you need to look at. All these things, once you have gone through it, then you will be using this crashing activity or a schedule compression technique in terms of developing the schedule and controlling the schedule. It's a trade-off between cost and the schedule. You want to identify the best way of doing it. So 3 ways of doing it done is: get more resources, B, getting the resources, do the overtime. So there is an 8 hours and then you are asking them to do the 4 hours. It is between cost and schedule. Additional resources, you may have a challenge of collaboration, you may have a challenge of integration. With the overtime, these resources would get the additional money and additional time, additional financial support, and they would be willing to do it. But again, that maybe after 8 hours of work, they don't have that energy to deliver the 4 hours additional or 2 hours additional, and or by paying to expedite the deliverable. So this is the 3 ways that you can actually do when you are talking of crashing. I hope it is clear to you, and let's see you in the next section, which is about the fast tracking. Thank you very much for your time.